3 free traffic sources to get you free sales for Shopify dropshipping. What's going on, y'all? Today I've got 3 free traffic sources you can use to get you free sales with Shopify dropshipping. This is perfect if you're just starting out or you don't have much money to spend on actual paid advertising. You can absolutely use these free sources to start getting sales that will then lead to you having money to put towards paid advertising. But before I share these 3 free traffic sources with you, I've got 2 disclaimers to make. First off, these will work better if you have more of a branded store. So if you're in a specific niche or mid-level niche or even a single product store, these free traffic sources are going to work better than if you had a general store. They'll still work if you have a general store, but not near as well as if you have more of a branded store. Second off, because these are free methods, this is going to take more sweat equity and more time than if you were to go ahead and spend money on paid advertising. Because you're not putting the money to it, essentially putting gas on the fire, you will need to go ahead and put more time into these. But if you do, you will be rewarded. And I myself have benefited from these, and I know many people who have put in the time and they're making a lot of money from these free sources. But before we get into it, if you guys could please do me a huge favor, smash that like button down below, hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here to help you guys have your own freedom lifestyle. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to go ahead and connect with you guys, answer any questions you might have. All right, so the first free traffic source I have for you is going to give you the quickest results, but they will also be the least powerful results out of the 3. You'll be able to employ this one very quickly though and start getting results from day 1. So this is using Instagram. So if you have an Instagram business page set up for your business and you're getting the right traffic over to your Instagram page, you're gonna have people go onto your store and they will eventually turn into customers. You'll have some of those people that go on your Instagram page will eventually organically turn into customers without actually hitting them with an ad. So a lot of people suggest you go ahead and you try to organically hit the Instagram algorithm. You go ahead and put the right content out there, you have the right content schedule, and while that's great and that can be extremely powerful if you hit it right, that's leaving a lot up in the air, a lot of chance that you'll actually hit the Instagram algorithm. So a technique that not only myself, but tons of people have used very successfully is to either 1, use follow and follow, to where you're essentially going ahead and following a lot of targeted people. You're following their Instagram pages and then unfollowing them when your follow count gets too high. A lot of these people will then see that you followed them, they'll come over to your page, and then they'll eventually go on to your store. And I myself have had tons and tons and tons of sales come out of this. A lot of people say this is spammy, and it absolutely can be spammy. And Instagram somewhat looks down upon this. But for your Instagram business page, your actual business's page, this is a way to go ahead and start getting sales. So you can either go ahead and put in that sweat equity and you start using techniques like this, or you can use Gary V's approach. Gary V's approach is definitely less spammy. And it works as well. I don't think it works as well as follow and follow, but it still works. But you can use these strategies, or you can go ahead and use a bot. Some of the Instagram bots out there are $10 or less per month. So while it's not completely free, if you go ahead and use a bot for follow and follow, don't use it for comments. If you use it for follow and follow, it'll do these same functions for you, probably even better, and you'll be doing this for your targeted audience. And myself and many other people out there have used this technique, and it absolutely produces results. I absolutely get sales every month because of this, and I've tested this. I've stopped all of those actions on Instagram and it led to less sales. And you can track this and see how many sales you're actually getting. So this is technique number 1, is to go ahead and use Instagram to give you that free traffic. All right, the second free traffic source I have for you is using Facebook pages or Facebook groups. And this used to be a technique that years ago was very, very popular. People doing print on demand or people having a branded store utilize this technique. But as dropshipping got very popular, this technique has gotten less popular, even though it's just as effective, if not even more effective now. People just don't know of it, and a lot of people are lazy and don't want to actually do this. And all these technique guys, if you're willing to go ahead and kind of go the extra mile, you're going to get rewarded for it compared to everybody else out there. And this is where this actually starts. So we'll go ahead and use the pet niche, since that's a niche everybody likes to use the example. Let's say you've got a dog store, you're selling dog toys, dog products. You'll go ahead and create a Facebook page or Facebook group or both, and you'll start putting out free value. So that could be in the form of a dog meme or dog videos, funny videos of dogs, or articles relating to dogs or taking care of dogs. And you'll go ahead and start gaining an audience. You won't be pushing out anything having to do with your dropshipping business yet. You'll just be putting that out. Then once you have an audience and it's really starting to snowball now, people are really starting to find your page or group, this is when you occasionally, in very strategic times, start pushing your store. Because you have this audience built up, you will convert over as long as you have a good brand in place, you will convert from this method. And I know people that this is their main traffic source. They've built up massive pages and massive groups, and they convert over. Now this works very well if you've got a print-on-demand store, you have a print-on-demand company based on a certain niche, and you build a page or group around that niche. This works insanely well for that. But I know people that have done just typical AliExpress dropshipping stores, and they have a niche that they then build these pages and groups around. And guys, these work insanely well. You just have to build up that audience, and then at the right time you can go ahead and sell to that audience. And this is a great way to go ahead and make sales with dropshipping. All right, so for the third method, this is my absolute favorite method. This is also going to take the most time and the most effort, but this is my favorite method because of how much this has produced for my businesses. One business in particular, this has produced thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars without me spending any money to make this happen. So that's actually creating a blog. So what I suggest you do is you go ahead and you create a WordPress blog. And then whether it's once a week, twice a week, a few times a week, you start putting out articles based in a niche, at least similar to whatever your store's in. So if you've got an apparel store that has fitness apparel on it, create a health and fitness blog, and then start going ahead and putting out articles, content out there relating to health and fitness. What you're gonna then do is link the blog over to your store. So you can have the blog that has all these articles on it, and then up top you have shop now, or you have check out our store. You go ahead and link your store on there, and people will absolutely go from the blog to the store. And this is one of the best ways to go ahead and build up the search engine optimization for your brand. Essentially, your blog should be connected and should be the same as your brand store. And if you do this, you can build a pretty massive company out of this. I mean, you just look at what, say, the Chive or Barstool Sports, what they've been able to do. If you go ahead and you create a blog that is really bringing in a lot of traffic per month, it will absolutely convert over to sales. And this has happened for me and for a few others out there that are doing drop shipping. I don't know of too many drop shippers that use blogging as a method, but it absolutely works. Now, this method will take some time to set up. You're not gonna go ahead and create a blog and on day 2 have a lot of traffic going to the blog. This is going to require a very consistent schedule of you uploading those articles. And you can go ahead and outsource these articles if you want, or you can go ahead and take the time, do the sweat equity, and do that. That's what I did in the very beginning. When I was first starting as an entrepreneur, I was going ahead and utilizing the blogging method, and it absolutely works, guys. It might take a couple months to go ahead and start getting that consistent daily traffic, but once you have that, you're gonna have some people go over to your store, especially if you have it linked right and pushed right. You can essentially create a funnel with it. They'll go over to your store and they will purchase. So those are 3 free methods that you can use: Instagram, Facebook, or creating your own blog and using search engine optimization. If you go ahead and employ these tactics, you absolutely will get free sales for Shopify Dropshipping without you really having to spend any money on paid advertising. Keep in mind what I said, this does take sweat equity and it does take work and it does take time, but if you're actually willing to go the extra mile, do the effort, this will produce results. So if you're wanting to create a strong back end, I absolutely suggest you do these. Or if you don't have much money to start with Shopify Dropshipping, I also suggest you use these methods. These will definitely bring in plenty of money for you to go ahead and then use paid advertising techniques to then put gas on the fire. But this can definitely get you started and get you going. But I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to go ahead and hear from you guys. Keep grinding, y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.